What's cracking, big dog? Whoa! Welcome, Bike, to the headquarters. Welcome, Bike. Two big dogs gotta eat BDGE fantasy football. How we doing? Have we popped up? Are we live yet? Are we alive? I'll tell you what's not alive. The NFL season right now. It's not good. It's not good. We're getting COVID tests coming back left and right. Cam Newton test positive for COVID. Where do I start? Like, my head is in a blender right now. I'm going to be honest. I don't really even have the energy to do this because the whole Cam news just sucked everything out of my brain. All the sauce and juice in there is fucking gone. I'm going to use it on my pasta for dinner tonight. Sorry, that was a picture nobody needed in their brain. So here's the thing. We typically start these off talking about week 4, some of my rankings. We'll do some sit-start Q&A. Cornerback matchups, who's getting shadowed, things like that. I don't know what's about to happen right now. Here's the thing. We're going to keep getting positive COVID tests. We're going to keep getting told that the games are going to be moved to Tuesday. We're going to keep getting told that, this and that. How are you going to tell us that, like, Tennessee was supposed to play on Tuesday, and that was 4 days ago, and they got postponed? So we're getting positive tests right now. We're saying we're going to play Monday, Tuesday night. Not a fucking chance. Not a chance, okay? Because we keep seeing new players pop up on Tennessee's COVID tests day in and day out. Okay, so there's no way you can allow the Patriots football team to step on the field. It just can't happen. The practice squad quarterback for the Chiefs, who has been playing the Cam Newton role in practice against the first team defense, tested positive for COVID. This game is not happening. This game is not happening. If it happens, somebody please clip that part right there of me yelling that the game is not happening. It can't happen. This sucks because the alternatives are shitty. This is going to continue to happen probably. So it'll probably continue to happen, and I don't imagine everything is going to slide in so smoothly as it did for Pittsburgh, Tennessee, where they could just do the Week 7 games because their buys were like, they were fucking clapping and they were hitting, and we can just slide them in smoothly, right? Square peg, square hole. They're going to start moving games probably to the back of the season. They're going to extend this shit, right? Like Scott said, NFL is about to have a year-round schedule. Honestly, low-key, NFL probably started this whole COVID shit so they can push everything back and get going year-round and just have ratings all the time. That would be cool. I wouldn't hate that. But not in this manner. We didn't need to do it like this. It'd be your own motherfuckers who do it to you, man. So, they're going to start pushing games back to Week 18. And what does that mean for fantasy? Like, we're all kind of fucked in that sense. You're going to have guys that you drafted that have 3 bye weeks throughout the regular season, and you're not going to be able to play them in Week 18. Can you start pushing moves back now? Can you start pushing your schedule back now for fantasy? I think you needed to be prepared up front. I don't think that we could start mingling with the schedules in the middle of the season. It's fucked up. It gives competitive advantages to some people, and it's just something you needed to have down packed beforehand, all right? I don't even know if – I wish they could do a league-wide – bye at this point, but then I don't know what they would do with the Thursday Night Football game. You can't just be like, Jets, Broncos, that shit doesn't count. Right? You can't just say that to them because they just worked their ass off. Not really worked their ass off, but they pretended to work hard on a Thursday Night Football game. You can't take that away from them. So we're in a predicament. We're just going to, again, have to take this day by day. You have to assume you're not going to have Cam Newton, anyone on the Chiefs. I'm literally in the E-Town get down. My starting quarterback was Cam and Ryan Tannehill. Obviously, I didn't have Tannehill. I got outbid for Nick Mullins, so I had to put Brett Rippon in. That was not good. Not good for business. 11 points, 11 and a half fucking points or something stupid like that. So, Cam was my QB2. And now, sorry, I'm getting text messages of updates. Nuke is fucking doubtful. Jason Peters to the IR. Oh, God. What? 2020, man. 2020 is just so bad. 2020, if you made 2020 a condiment, it'd be mayonnaise. If you made 2020 a drink, it'd be an IPA. If you made 2020 a t-shirt, it'd be a V-neck. If you made 2020 a microphone, it'd be the snowball. If you made... That's all I fucking got. Give me things to do a 2020 version of in the chat. What else we got? If you made 2020 a quarterback, it'd be fucking Matt Ryan. Nah, head coach would be Dan Quinn. That's what we could do. Oh, boy. This is a problem. I just don't have the energy right now to do this because I just feel like this entire week is going to get canceled. This is really how I'm feeling right now. All right. I gotta get it together for y'all, though. I promised you this weekly live streaming. We're gonna get got. We're going to get got. Let me pull up the shadow coverage chat. See what it's all about this week. All right. So we have Mr. Adam Thielen getting Bradley Roby. Not too worried about that matchup. I think this will be a nice game for the entire passing offense of the Minnesota Vikings. I like Thielen against Roby. I like Justin Jefferson just doing his thing as always. Robert Woods is going to get James Bradbury, as I talked about in yesterday's video, right? Cooper Kupp's going to get a real nice matchup against the Bills' soft middle of the field. Against the Dante Holmes, I think it is, the slot cornerback for the New York Giants. Robert Woods gets James Bradbury, who's been shadow covering, who's been the only nice spot of the offense. And then we got the New England Patriots, who play man defense, basically. So they're typically one-on-one against their opposing wide receivers, and that game's not going to happen anyway, so we don't even have to talk about it. Let's jump into some Q&A. Please don't ask me any sit starts, to be honest. I just don't have it in me right now. Show some respect. Show some respect. Okay. What we doing? I missed you, Kevin. I missed you, baby. Cam has Rona. Yes, he does. Trump's got Rona. Yes, he does. Everybody's got the Rona. Everybody got the Rona. How y'all doing today? Honestly, I'm doing like shit. I'm doing like absolute shit. I haven't felt good since the NFL season started. Probably because I don't sleep. Spooky season full effect. You ain't lying. I got 2 things of pumpkin beer yesterday. Hold on. I'm a big pumpkin guy. Real big pumpkin guy. So I went to the store to get some pumpkin beer. And there was Brooklyn. There was Brooklyn Ale. And Brooklyn's kind of, I don't know. I've tried most of their beers. They're fine. But then there was Blue Point, which is good. It was 5.5% alcohol. This is more of like, with pumpkin beer, I feel like there's 2 types of pumpkin beer. There's like there's like more of like a bitter tasting kind of pumpkin beer. Let me see if there's like a certain ingredient that makes it that way. But I've always found there's 2 types. There's like a bitterish kind, and then fucking Harpoon did a collab with Dunkin', which I thought was fucking great. I like Dunkin's pumpkin coffee, so I was like, let me try it out. I like Harpoon. I like Dunkin' Donuts. I like pumpkin. I like pumpkin donuts. I'm gonna order a dozen donuts after this, I think. And I tried this, and this is more of like a sweeter kind. So the pumpkin beers usually either are sweet or like a little bit of a bitter. They're both good, but I'm full fucking pumpkin basic bitch when it comes to October. Love scary movies. I love fucking Corona. Every time something good happens, I just start thinking about Corona again and realize everything sucks. Okay, making wings tonight. Favorite chicken wing sauce? Boneless or bone-in? Tossed in sauce or dry rub? Man, I'm not really like... I feel like people that need to have that conversation about chicken wings, about being bone-in versus bone-out, like, you really don't need to have the argument. Like, they're both fantastic, okay? Like, I'll take either one. I love boneless wings. I think when they do it, I think a honey barbecue boneless wing is... But I don't necessarily like honey barbecue bone-in wings. They're sloppy, they're ugly, they're messy. I'd rather have just like a regular buffalo wing if it's bone-in. But I like both. I don't think everyone needs to be so fucking polarizing about everything. Can't you just enjoy boneless chicken wings and regular chicken wings? Like, what is the problem? People are like, oh, you like boneless chicken wings? Like, you're a fucking farce. Like, I bet you those same people like them though. They just need to fucking start an argument all the time. Fuck you boneless ass hating motherfuckers out there. I'm sorry. This is getting out of control. Okay. Danny. I can pin comments now. It's pretty epic. Replace pin message. Danny asks, horrible timing, Nick, with this KC and E game. You're at point where you cannot hold any of these players and hope to play this week. Okay, it wasn't a question. Yeah, it fucking sucks. That's why we made our rosters bigger in the beginning of the season for reasons like this. But Yahoo did open up COVID IR. They put these players on COVID, like Cam. If you had Cam, you could throw him onto the IR spot. Pick 2 to start. Man, this is hard to pin them. Pick 2 to start. Terry, MVS, Renfro, Gage, Justin Jefferson. Well, depending on your league format, we're going to start Terry for sure. And then it's very close between Renfro and Jefferson. If we're going to go standard, I'll probably take Jefferson over Renfro. If it's full PPR, we're going to go Renfro over Justin Jefferson. Need that sweatshirt. Beautiful. Yeah, this is actually another YouTuber's sweatshirt. Like that, it's like the most popular vlogger in the world, David Darbernick, however the fuck you say his name. I actually didn't know who he was when I bought the sweatshirt. I just saw it and I was like, this is freaking lit, bro. Like I do YouTube things. Let me do a fucking, you know what? We're gonna fucking crack one of these bad boys right now. Fuck it. Fuck it. We're spiraling. We're spiraling out of control today. I don't have a fucking bottle. Okay, so yeah, support creators, man. Support creators. That's how I look at it. Nick, thanks for the help. Just lost Cam. Would you pick up Baker or Cousins? Also, half PPR. Would you cut Damian Harris or James White for Fournette for rest of season? Would lose my waiver slot if so. Okay, so Baker or Cousins. Let me see the matchups real quick. Again, guys, my rankings are up on Patreon right now, so if you just want a quick answer, you don't want to wait for me to get to your questions, you can simply head over there. So we have Browns versus the Cowboys. That's pretty beautiful. And what'd you say, Vikings? I will take Baker there. I actually think Baker, despite popular belief, I thought Baker played really, really well last week. I thought he had a lot of zip on his ball. I thought he was accurate. He was scrambling out of the pocket and fucking throwing seeds like he's planting flowers over there. Shit was pretty. And Dallas Cowboys secondary is fucking terrible. They're like bottom 3 pass defenses in the entire league. So I do like Baker there. And Fournette's situation is tricky, man, because he's dealing with the ankle injury again. And it wasn't something that happened on a single play. And it was like, when we started fading Fournette like 2 years ago, it was because he had chronic ankle injuries. And I was just listening to a podcast with Dr. Chow, Pro Football Doc, and he's worried that this is like that chronic ankle injury that he dealt with throughout college and then the beginning seasons of his NFL career. So this could be something that plagues him for the rest of the season. That being said, though, like James White and Damian Harris are definitely not like must-hold players on your team. So I'm fine. I kind of want to see, like, if you're not going to be starting James White, I don't love dropping him, but I don't really care, to be honest. Damian Harris, I kind of would like to see what we have there in Damian Harris. Like, he could take over that backfield and be like the primary early down runner. So I'm fine dropping one of those guys for Fournette. James White is a guy that, like, again, if he's going to be a starter week in and week out because you need like 7 to 8 points, then I'd keep James White. But if he's just a guy on your bench that you're using for depth, then I would drop James White. Do I think the season will be canceled? No, I think they'll just take very drastic measures. I think they'll do what like baseball does and just like cancel games for a while if they need to. I wouldn't be surprised if we got to a point where like one, if not multiple weeks, were completely just pushed back to the following week. I feel like, I don't know, they're not in a rush to make sure that this season happens on time. Maybe they are. I don't really know the back end logistics of it, but like I wouldn't be surprised if whenever the Super Bowl is supposed to be played, it's not like a month later. I think it'll happen. It'll just take much longer than initially anticipated. Pick 3 PPR: DJ Moore, Edelman, OBJ, Justin Jefferson. So without Cam, I'm probably going to sit Edelman. I'm assuming they're going to rely on the ground game a lot. I'm assuming that Jarrett Stidham is not what we want our wide receivers catching the ball. So OBJ's got a good good matchup. DJ Moore's got a good matchup. Justin Jefferson's got a good matchup. So I'll sit Edelman there, Kelvin. Thinking about shopping Mike Evans in Dynasty to either get more wide receiver depth or improve at tight end. Who makes sense to target if I want to snag 2 wide receivers or just generally? Yeah, I mean, if you want to double down on wide receivers, like you could always go for youth. Like rookie wide receivers are like the gap between production is so large that you could probably ship Mike Evans for, like a combo of Laviska Shenault and another rookie, or like a second-year wide receiver that's like semi-struggling. Even like see if you could flip him for Cortland Sutton. I know it's obviously a bad injury and he's going to be out for the year, but like Sutton's still definitely a dynasty player that you want to have because when he returns, he's the alpha in that offense. And there's a good shot that they have a very high pick and use it on a quarterback next year. So like see if you can do a Cortland Sutton plus, see if you could do a combo, maybe like a T. Higgins, Laviska Shenault, and a pick, like a second or something thrown in there. So if Mike Evans' production this year is not really helpful for you, like, and you're in sort of a rebuild mode, I think something like that makes sense. If that doesn't work, then I mean maybe you could do like a Terry McLaurin and a pick or something like that. Is this trade good? Victor asks. Mixon, Mostert, Michael Thomas, and Matt Ryan for Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Lazard, and Fournette. I'm going to need more context behind this because we've got a lot of injured players in here. I don't know if this is dynasty or redraft because obviously Lazard's out for the year. So Victor, hit me up with a little more context behind that if you don't mind. I forgot I asked you about 2020. If 2020 were a place to live, it would be Hoboken, New Jersey. Nah, I take that back. Take it right fucking bike. Hoboken's a cool little city. 2020 were a place to live, it would be Secaucus, New Jersey, where NBA does their live replays. Does the replay booth. Secaucus, New Jersey is fucking disgusting. 2020 were a running back, it would be Trent Richardson. No, it would be fucking Joe Mixon because Joe Mixon is 2020. If you made a 2020 car, it would be a Dodge Neon. You should have seen the dude I'm playing in E-Town Get Down, Joe. Emergency hand job. His car in high school was fucking disgusting. It was ridiculous. It was like if you went to a like a lot where they like crush cars, it looked like they crushed his car and then he bought it afterwards. 2020 where a rapper would be Lil Pump. Probably. I don't really listen to any of that shit, to be honest. What's up, Daniel? This is a very interesting name to spell Daniel. Danial. What's the word on the lawsuit? Has the guy tried to contact you anymore? No, but I had a lot of helpful comments from you guys, so thank you on those. I think I'm just going to start most of my videos with me venting about shit. I like this beer. It's a little... I actually don't like it that much. It's okay. Definitely, Pumpkin is definitely the GOAT. 2020 would be Chernobyl. Honestly, like I'd rather be in Chernobyl right now than have to go through 2020 again. Okay. Where else we at? Nick, clarification, trading question for a redraft league. Thank you. Is it better to make a trade now for a player before their stock goes up, but risking they get hurt, or towards the end of the season before the playoffs if your team is already decent? I'm kind of confused by that question, to be completely honest with you. Is it better to make a trade now for a player before their stock goes up? So you're saying, like, is it good to buy? Anytime you buy low, sell high, any of those things, like, you are risking it. You're risking that when you sell a guy high, that they're going to get off that high wave. If you buy a guy low, that they're actually going to improve. Biggest way to know who a fraud is right now is the ones that tell you to buy low on Joe Mixon every single week. Every single week, week 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to hit 1 week and they're going to be like, I told you. but then they don't want to show you their teams where they're 0-4 because they took Mixon in the first round. But that fucking value, though. You guys are funny, yeah. 2020 was a fantasy football analyst. It'd be Bobby Sylvester. I wonder what that dude is doing right now. I'm going to check on his Twitter account. I hope he accidentally liked something on Twitter and you could see it. Bobby Sylvester. Does he still have his? I wonder if he still has a Twitter account. I can't find him. I think he deleted his Twitter, or maybe he blocked me. One of the two. Have you bought any sports cards? So I bought a pack. Off Amazon. Scott, you should join. You should get in the sports card channel on Discord. Big Georgie's in there. Georgie's been fucking hoarding cards and shit. George, you got to stop buying fucking rookie running back cards, bro. They're gonna go to shit. Someone's sending me a Julio, a nice Julio in a box or in a case. Someone on Discord was nice enough to ship one out as my first collection. But I do have a box coming that I'm going to open up at the beginning of one of the next videos. There's a card store actually right by Bryant Park, like 10 blocks away or so, that I'm going to hit and probably drop like a fucking grand. So unnecessary. Scott, I ended up keeping that that lens, by the way. Like a fucking idiot. I legit just between rent, that lens, and like a bunch of other shit, just $10,000 just disappeared from my bank account in the last week. I'm going to go broke because of COVID. I'll have to move back in with my mom. I'm going to have to move into Secaucus, New Jersey. Shit. Dude, the lens is so good. What made me want to keep it was the Monday night live stream. We used that lens for it, and even downstairs where it was dark and stuff, the picture came through so clear and was able to get all of us into the video. It's so good. My trade question is half PPR. Okay, redraft. Let me go back to your question again, Victor. Let me see. Is this a good trade? So half PPR redraft. So Lazard is probably going to be out for take Lazard out of that trade. So you're going Mixon, Mostert, Michael Thomas, Matt Ryan for Josh Allen, Eckler, and Fournette. No, I'm going to take the Mixon, Mostert, Michael Thomas, Matt Ryan side wins by $1 million because Fournette's hurt right now. Lazard is out for a while. So it's just Allen and Eckler, Mixon, Mostert, Michael Thomas, Matt Ryan. Yeah, so whatever side the Mixon side is getting is the one you want in that one. Move to MI. We got room for you rent free. Honestly, Scott, don't put that out there. You don't want to see me move in. I'll be screaming all day. Your kids will be fucking up all day. Me and Max going to be saving the fucking neighborhood with our superhero capes on. Is James Robinson's season-long outlook in the RB1 range, or should we trade him now? No, dude, I'm holding James Robinson, man. Just ride that shit. He's the RB3 in fantasy right now. I don't know why people are getting so cute. Ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off, especially in redraft, man. I could understand if people wanted to ship him off in Dynasty just because, there's going to be a lot of turmoil within the Jacksonville team over the offseason. What do they do at running back? What do they do at quarterback? What do they do at all the backs? Hold James Robinson in season long, though, for sure. So I know the Chiefs game just got postponed, but in week 6, there's going to be a good game on Thursday Night Football with the Chiefs and the Bills. I was thinking you could live stream the game with the boys. Yeah, after we live streamed that game, I started looking through the schedule, and that was the first game that I saw in mind that looked like a good stream option. Chiefs and Bills, week 6, Thursday Night Football. Skirt! Need to start 2 wide receivers for my wide receiver 1 and 2 spots. Daniel, Julio Jones, Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay. Should I drop Jared Cook now since I have Andrews? Yeah, Jared Cook is definitely droppable. He's going to be out this week. If Adam Troutman does even decent, I would imagine he starts shipping into Jared Cook's playtime. Super disappointment. I thought he was going to be a monster with Michael Thomas out. Not the case. So with those wide receivers, that's kind of an interesting question because we're probably going to get a lot of Patrick Peterson cover on Kenny G, and that could be a difficult matchup. Julio's kind of banged up. I think if Julio plays, you kind of have to have him in your lineup, and I don't think you could sit Allen Robinson right now with Nick Foles. I hate to sit Kenny G. So Allen Robinson's definitely in your lineup. it's kind of a coin flip for the other two. If you're nervous about Julio being banged up, then go with Kenny G. I don't think that's the wrong play, but like it's very hard to sit Julio if he's out there on the field. Greg Ward or MVS? Full PPR. Ooh, that's ugly. What's the word on Davante Adams? Have we had any updates on him? Let me see. Packers will give Davante. Oh no, that was last week. Davante Adams in pads at practice. Okay, so it seems like you can probably start Davante Adams, and your question was MVS or Greg Ward. Yeah, I'll go MVS there because I trust that the Falcons' defense is fucking terrible more than I trust Greg Ward. So we'll go MVS. Would DJ Moore be worth trying to shop or keep him? Spaghetti Anderson is looking good. Spaghetti. I'm so pissed Spaghetti Anderson didn't catch on as a nickname, bro. He's a beast. He's looking real good this year. Yeah, I think you could definitely shop DJ Moore in redraft. I think like we're at the point in the season where, you know, you have your takes in the summer and then you see what happens. And if you can't pivot by now, if it's still, you know, just buy low on all the guys that you liked in the summer but aren't performing that well, like, oh, just buy low on DJ Moore, buy low on Joe Mixon, buy low on et cetera, like it's probably time to change your game plan a little bit. I think you can definitely shop DJ. Why'd you stop the Why You Yellin' podcast? Okay, so a few reasons. One was just because we got overwhelmed with like football stuff, and during the season we're doing like six pods a week. Two, the reason I started it was more so to like document my feelings throughout Corona and the quarantine, and like things have opened up for the most part where I am, so it's not really that big of an impact on my life right now. But I will that will be one of my big off-season projects. That will be one of my big off-season projects, getting back into the Why You Yellin'. That's definitely not something that's going to drop off the table. But we just got too pulled back. And the other thing is, like, a lot of the stuff that I discuss on the podcast, Why You Yellin', is like what I put in my vlogs. So it's weird because like I don't a lot of the time my vlogs are like business related or just like shit that's going on in my life or like mindset related. And like I'm trying to figure out, you know, what content should I be putting in the vlogs? What content should I be putting on Why You Yellin'? And they're like kind of one and the same. So I'm like trying to figure out, do I even need one or the other? Should they just both be the same thing? You know, it's kind of confusing for me, but they will be bike once football season is concluded, which at this point might be like fucking April. We might like have the Super Bowl and then the NFL draft one day afterwards. Is there still an article on your picks and bets on the spread for every week this year, or is that not a thing? So that was, I never did that. That was always Noah, and I don't think he's doing that this year. Let me see. No, he's got a lot on his plate this year because he's the one doing the waiver wire article. He's doing bunk bed breakdowns, and then he's also putting out like 3 or 4 video pieces of content on the bunk bed breakdowns channel a week. So I don't think he's been doing that this year. You could check on, let me see, bigdogsfantasy.com. Yeah, I don't believe he's putting those up. But that was never me. That was always Noah. Kenny G or Bobby Trees full PPR. My wide receiver 1 is T. Lockett. Man, it's hard to sit Bobby Trees right now. Hard to sit Kenny G too. Very close. I'll probably roll Mr. Woods. I'll probably roll Mr. Woods in full PPR. No, Jordan, I think that's a reasonable. I think that's a reasonable take. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know if I could trust Boyd yet, though. I know he's like had his good games and most of. I mean, he's what's his rank right now? Got to be on the season. I feel like low key he's probably like a top 15 wide receiver right now in PPR. Yeah, he's number 13 right now overall in PPR. Very quiet. He's above Terry. He's above Cup. He's above Thielen. He's above Allen Robinson. Low-key, Boyd's kind of slapping. Maybe there's more to Boyd than I'm giving him credit for. Someone I loved in the offseason, then the week one, it just looked shitty, and I was like, maybe this is the Boyd we're going to get. But no, I don't think it's being too cute. I wouldn't personally do it, but I don't think I'd yell at you for it. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell this whole video, so. I like that move, Chris. I like Schultz this week. He's a good streamer at tight end. Dynasty half PPR. If I'm contending, do I try and flip Robert Woods for DJ Moore, even though Moore kind of sucks right now? Yeah, if you could flip Woods for Moore, I would do that in a second. It doesn't matter what you. I think they'll probably put up like similar production for rest of season. Not like it's not going to be a big enough gap where the age gap between Moore. Yeah, get Moore if you can there for sure, David. Pats are starting Hoyer. Is that true? Over Stidham? Where does it say that? Let's see if there's any updates on Twitter. I feel like we're just getting new shit pouring in day by day or second by second. Oh, yeah. They're expected to start Brian Hoyer. So not Jared Stidham. So let me take that waiver claim out of fucking E-Town Get Down. Okay. God damn, this fucking week stinks. Okay. Most valuable running back stash player. Dobbins is my guy. Just cannot see him not taking control by year's end. If not Dobbins, who you got on this, my friend? Yeah, I mean, I think you start looking at the top running backs and asking who has performed poorly and then see if there's a reasonable shot of someone else taking over. So Dobbins definitely a hold. I mean, you're holding on to him, but like you can't start him at this point, given he's averaging like 5 touches a game. You know, with the Mixon injury, I do expect Mixon to play, but But if he doesn't, Gio is like a locked-in top 15. I literally trust Gio more as the lead back. If Mixon's out, I like Gio. I'll rank Gio higher in my fantasy rankings than I would if Mixon played. Than I would Mixon if Mixon played, if that makes sense. I think Chase Edmonds makes a lot of sense too because Kenyon Drake fucking stinks right now. Kenyon Drake absolutely stinks. So Chase Edmonds is definitely a stash I want. Other than that, I mean, I wish we had like clear evidence of who the backup in Oakland was, Las Vegas, whatever. They're still in Oakland, or are they in Vegas now? Because Josh Jacobs is getting way too many carries right now. He's getting too many touches, and he's like already kind of banged up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him miss a couple games over the next 2 months. Serious tight end trouble, full PPR. Would you like Logan Thomas, Tanyan from Green Bay, or Mo Alley best? I like Logan Thomas. I like Logan Thomas there. Guy's getting a fuckload of targets. He's getting like 7 to 9 targets every single game. Eventually, he's going to, go 5 for 50 and a touchdown again. Is Snacks going to survive the season? He legit looked broke down a few days ago when he was talking. No, like, dude, I'm like legitimately. I know you guys think I say these things with hyperbole about Snacks, but I'm like concerned about him as a friend and a person. His entire life is like sucked into his sports teams. Like if the Yankees don't win a World Series, like I don't know what we're going to see from Snacks. His behavior is going to be uncontrollable. If Terry McLaurin is ruled out, do you rank Logan Thomas over Hayden Hurst? Yes, I do. Who should I start? Mike Davis or Ronald Jones since Fournette is now injured? I'm probably still going to go Mike Davis, man. He looked good last week, and he's catching so many passes. So unless this is a full – Daniel, if this is a full standard league, I'll probably lean Rojo. But if it's any sort of PPR league, I'll go Mike Davis there, man. Who's your favorite college football team? So I don't really watch college football anymore. I used to be a wild Texas fan. My entire room used to be painted in orange. It's like full fucking burnt. It was like this color everywhere. My bed set was Texas. It was fucking embarrassing. Now I'm thinking about it. I had that until I was like relatively old. I would say like, maybe not that old, but I definitely had brought a girl like back to my orange fucking room. It's so fucking embarrassing. I love Texas. I loved TJ Ford and I loved Kevin Durant. I have like autographed memorabilia from them. Like I actually met them when they were at Texas and got their autographs and shit. But then I just stopped following college football. My little cousin just started attending University of Georgia, so like I guess I'm kind of a Georgia fan by default now because of her. Even though her ass got fucking locked into a hotel for quarantine like immediately when she got down there. So like, what the fuck is life anymore at this point? Send D-Hop for Julio and Chris Carson. Full PPR 12-team redraft. Man, you're just fucking sending out injured players for injured players for injured players. If you need a running back, I guess I don't hate that, but I'd probably rather hold on to D-Hop. He's so fucking valuable right now in a full PPR league, man. I know he's probably going to be out for this game, which sucks, and if you need a running back for this week, I don't know if I trust Julio being at full health. His press conference made it seem like he was kind of far off. He was like, yeah, I just can't really run the way that I want to. I'm like, So to answer your question, Kevin, I would depending like if you don't need a running back like right now, then I'll probably be fine holding on to D-Hop. Do I roll the dice with Chiefs D streaming and take the 0 if they don't play? Next best option is Jags. No. You have to proceed. You have to proceed as if that game is not being played. Don't do that, Eddie. Who do you like rest of the season better, Mixon or Drake? I'll take Mixon. The thing with Mixon is like there's no way that he doesn't continue to get this workload. Like Drake could actually be supplanted by Chase Edmonds halfway through the season. Nick, I've got both tight ends, Hawk and Fant. Love them both. Of course, problem is picking the right guy to play all year. If you were to trade one, who you moving out of these two? I would move Fant just because we have no fucking idea what's going on with the quarterback situation there. Even though, yeah, Drew Lock might be back soon. It's close. Their value is about the same for me, so I'm not like die hard on either of those guys. I don't think there's like a clear one or the other. If you want to go a little bit risque, I think like if you think Drew Lock's going to be back next week or the week after that, Fant could obviously be his favorite target for the rest of the year. Though I think that will likely be Judy, not Fant. So floor play is Hawk. I would say ceiling play is Fant. I feel like you'd be a Mississippi State fan. Mike Leach is such a troll, and it's amazing. Yeah. I've fucked with Mike Leach, man. I hope he gets a shot in the NFL next year. Pick 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. What type of league, Victor? Victor, let me know what kind of scoring league that is. Is there going to be any more game day streams? Yeah, there's going to be more game day streams. We're not going to do it weekly though. Those things take a lot of like time and energy, obviously, and like I can't do them on Monday nights because typically this week was nuts because we did the Monday night. We threw in most of my content that I film is like from Sunday night through Tuesday. And this week in particular, I threw in 2 new pieces of content. So we did the Monday night live stream, which was like 4.5 hours. And then I filmed the Breakout Finder podcast, which you guys watched on Thursday. So that was an extra 2 pieces that I don't normally do. So I had no fucking time to breathe. So those live streams are not going to be a typical piece of content that we do weekly. But we'll pick a few good games this year and probably I would say we'll do a total of like 3 or 4 throughout the year. So y'all will be updated on that. Half PPR, Victor. Okay, 3 wide receivers. We'll start with that. So A-Rob is definitely going to be in your lineup. I think Michael Thomas has already been ruled out, so you could sit him. I would go with the first three there. I would go A-Rob, DJ Moore, Jefferson. 2 running backs. You need out of James White, Jeff Wilson, Chase Edmonds, J.K. Dobbins. Have we heard any news on Raheem Mostert yet? I think he's still out, right? Okay. They were ruled out for the game. Raheem Mostert and Jimmy G are both out. Skirt. Yeah, so I would go. I mean, you don't really have a lot of options there. I would go with Wilson. Oh, you can't start White, bro. You can't hope that they play that game. So it's got to be Jeff Wilson, and I would take the Cardinals back because they're going against the Panthers. I think they'll probably try to keep the ball on the ground. I'll go Chase and actually, I lied. Go with Dobbins. Fuck that. Go with Dobbins. Just because. Gut feeling. And then you need to flex. I would play... Who is it? Visca, Miller, White. I'm going to go back to Scotty Miller. Is he playing? Is he hurt? Man, I have no idea what's going on anymore. There's too many names being thrown at me here. Scotty. Scotty Miller expected to play. Did you order? Did you like that Terramana? Oh, no, I didn't get around to ordering it. I just have so much tequila still in my freezer that it'd be like wildly irresponsible for me to start ordering more bottles. What do you mean delisted? What does that mean, delisted? Is that just like, don't stop, don't drink this? Delist? Thoughts on Denzel Mims coming back? I don't want any part of that Jets passing offense. Pick 2 to stash. Chase, Madison, Latavius. Give me Chase, give me Latavius. If Mixon is out, do they start Mike Davis or David Montgomery, full PPR? That's a good one. I'm actually going to go with Mike Davis, dude. The Indianapolis Colts defense has been fucking stellar. They've been real good. And all the fucking cornballs that made the joke, Xavier, all roads closed for Xavier Rhodes or whatever, looking real fucking dumb. He's literally PFF's number 1 graded coverage cornerback this year. He was terrible last year, but he bike. Rhodes bike. Rhodes big bike. Colts defense has been fucking stifling. They've been a really good run defense for like 2 straight years now. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Colts defense never gets talked about. I'll go Mike Davis there. All right, I'm gonna bounce out of here. I'm gonna leave you all with some parting words. We'll go with this. We'll go with this. First, obviously, hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Second, if you want to be in the video next Saturday, ask me some stupid, quirky Q and assault questions. You can go do that at patreon.com/BDGE. Our Dynasty Rankings were posted. They were updated and overhauled and revamped as of this morning. So they are up there and live. And some surprises in the top 5. Some surprises in the Dynasty top 5s. Obviously, my in-season weekly rankings will be in there. And that's really it, man. So stay safe. Wear a fucking mask. Wash your hands. Go grab some pumpkin beer. And when you do get some pumpkin beer, tweet it at me. That's my Twitter right there. Tweet it at me and give me a rating. I would give this like a 5.9. I would give this maybe a 6.2. Someone go find me a pumpkin beer that's above 6.2. Okay? Someone go do me a fucking favor. Do me a favor. And then there was 2 quick questions I'll answer at the end there. Mike, I'll take the Green Bay defense, and that's it. All right. Love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support on Patreon, as always. It's clickbait season.